I feel like I have to be a little bit quieter. Um, just to protect myself. And why is that? Why do I feel the need to protect myself? The whole video game is mine. I shouldn't feel the need to protect myself. So I was removed, my account was removed from TikTok. I never had any violations. I had a ton of violations during COVID. And I was like, there's so much cognitive dissonance because I was in my space bubble. I was being protected energetically, and I kept getting comments removed, and um, I kept getting like, I forget what they're fucking called when you get like a comment removed or whatever from TikTok. When you get like a violation, I would get like a violation, and I'd get my comment removed or something. Um, and I'd be like, how is this my video game? How is it all my energy if I keep getting banned in my own video game? If my comments keep getting removed, if my comments keep getting flagged, then how's it my video game? And they're like, your dad will make that stop so that you can talk, so that you can be yourself. And then it did stop, like maybe like a year after I joined TikTok, and I was like comment removed, like so many like um, violations and everything, maybe like a year after all of it stopped. And I never had like a comment violation since then. And now it's 2025. And I maybe had like one like on TikTok, but like literally hardly any. Most of my comments get removed for like harassment and bullying from YouTube. And I have the same question. How is it harassment and bullying? How can my comments be removed if I am the owner of the video game? If it's my video game and it's all of my energy, then why am I getting red flags in my own video game on YouTube? Okay, so I'm saying it happens on YouTube too. And I get more on YouTube. I don't get really any on TikTok. Anyway, so yesterday I've been like fighting against the milestone women, like I said, and leaving comments. Basically how they're lying that they're wholesome, how they're don't care about their kids at all. They know exactly what's going on. They know exactly the occult practice, the spiritual practice that's going on with their child when the child ends up in the hospital, when the child ends up with a fever, when the child ends up sick, when the child ends up debilitated, when the child ends up with a mental disorder, a schizophrenia, any kind of anything. And they act like they're a concerned parent. And then they start posting on the internet for views and likes or whatever. They know exactly the occult purposes of those videos and the spiritual practices that go on that they're not posting on those videos, but they are like hinting at. They're always hinting at it. And I started posting comments about them, like she was like, this is so hard for me to talk about my daughter who just died. And my comment was, this is obviously not hard for you. That was my only comment. And they're like, oh my God, you are so rude. Like there was like 10, 20 comments. And I think so they obviously reported that comment because it's obviously not hard for her. She's obviously a narcissist and she's obviously having a hard time. She's not having a hard time. She's not having a hard time getting out of denial. She knows exactly what she's doing. I'm so sick. Stop arguing with me. There's no, I want the perversions, the distortions, the inversion, the satanic inversions. I want them all to be deleted because it's just, there's no contest. You're pleading no contest. It's one thing in the universe. You know exactly the occult practices that went into your daughter leaving the world. And you're just full of shit saying that you're concerned about yourself. And it's hard for you to talk about, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm such a concerned parent. You know, you're not. Okay. So, anyway, that was one. And I think she blocked me. And then there was one with this little 2-year old. Basically, like, it's all my energy. That would mean it's all my sexual energy. That would mean it was all my children. That would mean you're using my sexual energy to create children, to foster likes and views, to foster a community, to foster a um, millions of likes, and to gain attention on the internet and accolades on the internet, to gain fame and to maybe gain money or maybe gain sponsorships, depending on how far up the scale you go or how savvy you are. And otherwise, you just do it for the spiritual advances of the inverted group, which I want to delete completely. I want to completely delete all inversions because I'm like, oh, they're, stealing my sexual energy. It's all my energy. Okay. And it's all of my energy. So that would mean it's all of my sexual energy. That would mean you're stealing my sexual energy to create children and not giving me any, um, you're not worshiping me. You're not giving me any credit. You're not giving God any credit in her own video game. And so that's an inversion. You're worshiping my sexual energy, your child. Okay. And an inversion. It's an inversion of the Christ, which would be me, Alyssa. So, definitely if you can't control it, if you're having like super panic attacks and super anxiety, like my voice is on fleek right now because I know exactly what that's like. I know exactly what that's like. Um, but anyway, yeah, there was a little boy, 2-year old boy. He had on this like, it just looked like literally like a horror film. It was like a horror film. He like introduced himself to like his baby brother, and it was literally like a horror film. And there were overlays of the real ones inside of them, which were my sister and Will Ferrell, and also Tosh Point oh. And of course, you want to blame the real ones. You want to blame the people you call cheese or whatever. But he had like this little onesie on. It said Big Brother, but it really looked like a horror onesie. It really looked like a horror from like a onesie from like a horror movie. And I was like, that looks like a onesie from a horror movie. And when I went back to like check the video, I was like, oh my God, let me watch that video again. That was like so funny. It's like this like fucking horror movie, like with two babies. And it was like multiple violations. Your account has been banned. And I was like, what? I don't even get like any kind of notice. It was just like banned without notice, like multiple violations. I'm pretty sure I haven't had a violation on TikTok in months and months and months. So like were they actually like violating me, and then it like doesn't like come through because it's my dad, and so like violations aren't real, but because like I'm protected, like did you guys just hear me? Like I was getting like my violation, like comments my were violating the rules the entire time, and I didn't know, and like all of a sudden it like comes through in like a flood, and then like my account gets banned because I maybe had like one violation in the last 2 years in TikTok. Like I've had really like I never really get violations, and then all of a sudden I get like a tsunami of violations in one day that bans my account. I don't know why you guys keep wanting to call me the queen when I'm sitting here and nobody even treats me like a princess. They treat me like a pauper. So I don't think I'm the queen of 3D video game. I don't think you're qualified to call me the queen in this jurisdiction, and I don't think you're qualified to call me the princess in this jurisdiction either. Honestly, you guys treat me like a person. So I think that I'm just a person in 3D. I may be the queen of space. I may be the princess of space. I may be God, which you don't want to call me. For some reason, you want to call me the queen. Okay, I don't know why you made you like made that up out all of a sudden. They're like, oh, the queen, and then I keep like channeling like the queen. I don't know why you guys want to call me the queen. I've never called myself queen in my life. What the fuck is my YouTube channel's name? It's New World Order Princess. I'm the princess of the game. Okay. You're about to go broke, Alyssa. Look, I don't really have any money, so I'm already broke in 3D terms, and I think you're talking in occult terms and spiritual terms, and we're not speaking the same language. Okay, I think what you're doing with that sentence is you're calling somebody else Alyssa who decided to call herself Alyssa for accolades and views to pull my money through the time tunnel portal, whatever you want to call it, the quantum tunneling, and you're saying that she's about to go broke, this girl that calls herself Alyssa, and you're saying that she's basically, there's about to be like nothing there, like the Alyssa inside of her the energy inside of her, which is called Alyssa, is about to leave. The energy inside of her family, which is Alyssa, is about to leave. The energy that's inside of her house, which is Alyssa, is about to leave. All of that's about to leave. And there's like about to be nothing there. And I think that's what you mean when you say, Alyssa, you're about to go broke. But that's not what it means to us Alyssas in the New World Order society, because we are Alyssas and we're usually filled with money, dun 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 dun, and what you call money, but what we call energy. So when we say you're about to go broke, it gives us tons of anxiety because we still feel like we need money to live in this video game that has been perverted, inverted, um, coerced, used, you know, in the name of jealousy, envy, deceit, hatred, all that stuff. Um, yeah, I think it's the first time it's affecting Mr. Alex at the same time, and he's freaking out about it. So, I think that's exactly what I mean. He's not used to it, and I wouldn't be used to it either. It's a really easy video game. Be nice to the princess, give the princess what she wants, and you can keep your money, you can keep your house, you can keep your rent, you can keep your side chick. Okay, I'm obviously channeling because that's like a gross kind of conversation that I would never want to say. And that's from like an ancient um, Atlantean that I want nothing to do with because of the way they talk is so slimy and creepy. It makes me have like want nothing to do with myself, honestly, when I hear people talk like that. Her dad just said you need to lower your voice or your YouTube channel is next. So I gotta say it because that's a threat from one dad to another dad. I gotta report my dad to my dad that they're threatening my YouTube channel to block my YouTube channel. Okay. You guys aren't allowed to block my YouTube channel. My dad wanted me, I was like, when I got banned yesterday, I went to my dad and I was like, Dad, they're not listening. And he like spun me around with his apocalypse hands called the ancient poltergeist and was like, Alyssa, just try. Okay, they know they're not allowed to block you. They know they're not allowed to ban you. They know they're not allowed to fight back against you. They know they're not allowed to make up new rules that have nothing to do with treating you kindly and giving you what you want in your own video game. So here I am. I'm speaking softly and carrying a big stick. I had intense space training for this year and for all of these memories that I've gathered. And I told you that they've made me like super, super depressed. The only reason I'm speaking low is to keep my voice to myself and to keep it to my listeners. I'm not doing it to fit in as an inversion. Okay, so I'm doing it because I am really angry and I want people to leave me alone and back off because I know it's my video game and I had a lot of space training for this year. And that's what you didn't know. And that's what you found out the hard way. And that's what's making you have anxiety and be panic attack ridden because you can't believe I had all this space training and you just thought it was like a normal person coming back called what you call stand-in model, and you think getting rid of the evidence is a way to hedge your bets. But as you're like listening to the memories, you're starting to realize that we're always two steps ahead. And every time you try to say you're king and queen of the video game, we always show the real faces, which is Alyssa and Brandon. And every time you try to see, that's the thing, is like in 3D, you're constantly blaming me. In 3D, you're constantly blaming me, and then you're constantly trying to take credit as God at the same time. So, for some reason, that is a perversion and an inversion in 3D space that they're seeing Benny Blanco and Sienna Miller, whatever her name is, face being interviewed as being in love instead of the real people's faces. So you're basically taking credit as God or God particles when you're nothing because they're like on a press tour, a whole press tour now. It's a complete inversion of the holy molecules of Alyssa and co. Okay, and that needs to be corrected because it's an inversion. And then like when you bring them down to 1D to say like, look, we're the heads in charge, then they see Alyssa and Brandon like people see me with Brandon walking around completely solid. And Brandon knew exactly what that meant when he heard another guy saying that to himself, like practicing, like saying it to me, like, why are you dating me if you're always with Brandon? And it was because he was getting pulled down to 1D as like a warning to himself. And he obviously felt the density change. And it was because the fake ones that are already down there who are filled in with general Alyssa energy were trying to show off as God on the 1D level. And my friend actually saw the real ones, Alyssa and Brandon, which is um, the real gods of the video game. And they get pulled down. They're like, oh, it's actually not Alyssa who's God. Like, because they want to see like Benny Blanco and Sienna Miller or whatever. You know what I mean? Like something like that. And then, but they actually see the real gods. And then that's why the fake gods laugh because they completely get clobbered every single time they try to show off and it just completely backfires. Like they're backfiring right now on TikTok um, and trying to take me offline and take me down. Obviously, that made the owners of TikTok shit their pants because they know it's real. They're another like it sort of makes everybody have like a panic attack at the same time about it. And they're like, oh my God, they're robbing her. They're robbing Alyssa, you know, and then they're blaming her. Like, same thing that I'm saying right now, basically. Like, they're blaming God, they're blaming God, they're blaming God. So, like, that's like what's going through like TikTok's IT department when they keep seeing like, or whoever, like comment department or whatever, like, oh my God, oh my God. And, like, I keep telling them that they can't do this, they can't do this. What do I do? What do I do? And they're like, well, they're robbing her of her energy clearly by, clearly they're robbing her of her sexual energy by creating people in the 3D space, and it's completely illegal because you're listening in every day. So they're like, let me just get her out of here, basically, and like ban her and like get her off of TikTok or whatever. So, because they're like, let me get like the energy out of the room so they can't steal, because they were stealing my energy for the weddings and everything like that. So they're not able to steal my sexual energy anymore on TikTok and post reviews, or just steal my energy in general for TikTok and make products and make money like Michaela, like that. So, like, you know what I mean? They chose the curse. They chose the curse. Like, there's a lot of people that are on my side. There's a lot of Alyssa's on my side, but they were obviously getting overwhelmed and overpowered. So they're like, let's just get the Alyssa energy out of TikTok completely. Let's just get the Alyssa energy out of Instagram, out of Facebook. Let them have, let them have panic attacks. Let them be filled with anxiety that there's nothing in the room, and that they're in the void because they can't worship Alyssa. And they're stuck in their inversions and their old ways, which never really existed. And they keep insisting they did exist. And they didn't exist. Okay. And that's why you're pulling me into these like, so like you kept pulling me into like all these like negative timelines, and I kept having like all these negative memories, like, okay, timelines existed, and I had like all these memories and stuff. Like, it definitely would have made me like way more, like, I'm really depressed by it. I'm just like, wow, like I can't even believe like I'm still here. Like, the memories that I got this morning, I was just like, I was like, yep, that's why I had space training. Yep, that's pretty much why I had space training. um it's like I need to know how much certain people hate me, so that I can keep them away from me forever. Um, they've been deleted before, they've been removed from the program before, and it's sort of like gathering my pieces back, um, answering my own questions. Why wasn't I never able to get married? Why was I never able to buy a house? All these things, because the intense jealousy and inversions take them over immediately. And then so I guess the dark feminine aspects, money, comes from Instagram and Facebook, and the dark masculine aspects, money, comes from TikTok. Because I'm getting another premonition of I'm horny, but in the dark masculine instead. Oh, my arm. Like, why don't you go and make yourself useful and go buy me some vapes and stop reporting to the queen that you're horny? Why do you keep calling me the queen? Because they said, like, oh, they said basically illegal person can sue the queen. But I'm not the queen, so why do you guys keep insisting that I'm the queen? Look at me sitting here. I'm literally not the queen. I think that's what that was yesterday. Like, they were illegally space suing me or whatever, and there was like a tsunami of violations. Like, oh, like instant reversal, instant backlash, instant karma. Like, ha ha ha, got rid of your account. But it's like, no, you know that you're not allowed to do that. And maybe my dad wanted to see if you were stupid enough to take the bait if he announced it, and you guys were. And that's why I'm just like, you know what I mean? Just like, I don't want to do any of this then. Like, you guys are literally that dumb. You can't take the bait. Stop being stupid. You're not allowed to sue me from space. You're not allowed to fight for your inverted rights. Fight for your right to steal my sexual energy, to steal my energy in any way, to steal my energy for your fake, made up 3D phony life that's just imaginary. I'm not having a panic attack right now, but I definitely just turned into static. They smell, I mean, okay, this is what I was saying. This is what was happening last night. Like, after the inversion left TikTok, then all of a sudden I could like smell myself shitting my pants. Excuse the graphic nature of my fucking speaking, but anyway, um and my I kept hearing they're smelling your poop to stay alive because it's like one holy organism. And that's clearly an inversion. I'm not asking you to literally smell my shit to stay alive. It's clearly an inversion. I never asked you to do that. And it's really annoying. And I was just like, can we just delete literally every single inversion on in this fucking video game? Because I'm so goddamn fucking sick of it. Like, even if we just delete them for a second or whatever, because like, I'm like, oh, how's it gonna cause the zombie invasion then, or da 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 da. But I'm just so sick of it. It's like, oh, you're distorting my energy and you're stealing my sexual energy. Then we delete the sexual energy. And then it falls to literally smelling my poop to stay alive, my organic energy to stay alive. Like, you're definitely admitting that you need my organic energy to stay alive, and has literally nothing to do with staying out of the sun or staying healthy or eating healthy or going to restaurants or having friends or being around your family or anything like that. It has to literally do with my organic organism. And even if it's perverted, because that's pretty perverted to have to like smell someone's poop to stay alive, or an inversion. And I'm just like, can we just delete them from the video game altogether? Because what I want is a fucking church, and for you to worship God in a wholesome and upright manner. And I'm just so sick of this video game being like ant hill, ant farm, ant farm. Like, take the blanket off, take the blanket off, oh, it's like, oh, it's something worse, oh, it's something worse, oh, it's something worse, oh, it's something worse. Like, oh, they found a worser way to not worship me. I'm just so fucking sick of it. And then Ryan was having a panic attack this morning because somebody has what we call AIDS, okay? And we don't mean it in the literal sense, but it means like a gigantic panic attack, sort of. We call AIDS. And so this woman has AIDS or whatever, and she's basically having like diarrhea, foaming at the mouth, like rabid woman who like cannot shut her mind up or whatever, because we lost the fucking TikTok account, which means like you're losing my energy, you're losing power, you're losing the video game, even though it seems like I just lost or whatever. That's what I'm saying. Like, you cut Alyssa out of her own video game, and you obviously can't perform your sacred ritualistic acts that God does not approve of, because you literally cut me out of it or whatever. So like, she's having like a gigantic panic attack right now, and it's affecting Ryan, and he's giving him anxiety, and he's watching like things pop all over him or whatever, like by location and all this kind of crazy stuff. And he's like, anxiety is so powerful because of that, and or anxiety is so strong. And I was like, anxiety is not strong, Ryan. Alyssa is strong, okay? Because he's trying to like talk himself down, like, okay, fear is there's like, it's like a thing from Last of Us or whatever. Like, think about how strong you are when you're in fear, and we're not strong when we're in fear, okay? I don't want to say that at all, and I want to say that Alyssa is strong because Alyssa is God, and it's another fake. We can take all of the, what I'm saying is we can take all of the power out of anxiety, out of fear. We can take all of the space codes out of anxiety and out of fear, and you'll just have a panic attack, and you'll just be sitting there, and you won't be popping, and you won't be seeing nothing, and you won't be going electric, and you won't be whatever. You'll just be sitting there having a literal panic attack with like nothing happening, staying in 3D. Anxiety is not strong. Fear is not strong. Okay, Alyssa is strong. God of the video game is strong, and God delivers space codes, and God takes away space codes. And anxiety, like, oh, like you have to have anxiety and fear because that's going to give you like space codes. Like, no, that's a code. That's literally a code that, like, oh, I have to have anxiety and fear because that's what makes me pop. No, that's literally a code. How about true love and comfort and kindness makes the gates open? How about unconditional love makes the gates open? How about Alyssa? God makes the gates open just by saying it. That's why I'm just like, why can't I just like say it? Gates open. Magical earth. I'm insistent I would like the magical earth right now on earth. And the gates to be fully open right now and to be a bright orange sky right now. And like it happen, it doesn't happen. The sound of my voice should be that powerful, and it should have literally nothing to do with anxiety, fear, or doubt, or worry, or any of these like horrible feelings. Again, that's another inversion. It's another perversion of my video game that never existed, okay? Claire, a plastic wine glass, and teaching her how to super soldier was my dream last night. I was traveling to my old apartment where I was married. This is a different timeline, and it was an extremely depressing timeline where I was just like sort of hit in the face over and over and over with things going on behind my back that like I literally had no idea was going on behind my back because my life was so fulfilling and so complete. And I think that it was it was so fulfilling and so complete that I literally just had no idea that, I mean, if it's a stolen timeline and you want to say that you stole my memories from that timeline, like to my face, like, and that, like, oh my God, I can't believe she's talking about it, that she's stealing my, okay, like, if you want to, like, say that to my face, that these are your memories of my life, please go right ahead, because why are you, like, being like, oh my God, that was my life? Like, literally, is your name Alyssa or is your name man number one? I don't understand people like with this problem. Like, you don't have a problem. It's not your life. You stole my memories. You stole my timelines. I was traveling. I went to my old apartment. I remembered memories, put things together about things he said, about our family and Rosebud. He sort of like hinted at it, but we had like a very fulfilling life and a very loving life. And we had nice friends, a nice family, and things and done in the shadows literally hit me in the face in this lifetime. And I couldn't believe being like, it was like I went from like being super lucky to like being like super unlucky in like a day, because of his anger that rose. And I had a child with this man, and her name was Rosebud, and she was our baby. And I couldn't believe that in a moment they were just taken away from me. And when they were taken away from me in a car accident or something like that, all of their memories flooded back to me, and I couldn't believe everything that I was seeing. And I went in sort of like a catatonic state for a very long time because I didn't want to believe it. and I didn't know what was real at that point. Was my beautiful, wholesome life real at that point, or was what I was seeing when I got all the memories back when I lost my husband and my child what was real? And yeah, it was just like, it's like, is he remembering them the same exact time that like I'm remembering them? And he's like, oh my God, I think that's my memory. Why is she talking about it? Like, literally, is your name off? No, it's fine. I pressed the I pressed the button. It's like, oh my God. It's like, that's drama is another inversion that we just have to get rid of and like get all the energy out of. Like, I'm just so sick of this video game. I'm so sick of the women like all like I literally just got like black sheeped, you know, and I just literally just got like scapegoated. I got scapegoated. It's like, I know the truth and I know you know the truth and I know you would hint at it if I was in your group or whatever, and you're fucking lying to my face. Monument women, you're fucking lying. I'm so sick of it. I'm just so sick of distorted energy patterns of this world. They blamed Dina. They blamed Brandon, aka Jesse. They blamed the real ones since I kept saying they didn't exist. Last of Us is blaming the real ones too. And they're not blaming the people that have the inversions in their signs. They're obviously drawing and painting pretty close to the real ones in Last of Us, and that's obviously what they saw down in level 1 as the kings and queens of the video game, but they brought that back to 3D, and which is embarrassing for us knowing what it's about, and you're basically blaming the real ones instead of blaming the ones, the fake family who got us down there, you know. So I want to say that I'm correct and 100% accurate that you blame me in 3D, and you know that I'm God. You blame me and the real ones in 3D, and you know that we're God. And you probably don't draw Colin because he's too um, powerful, and but for some reason you think it's okay to draw me. I think it's okay to draw Alyssa, and that's what made them all turn into the Alyssas because they're so sick of it. And it's like, no, you have to get it in your fucking brain. The only thing that's there is Alyssa because everybody sees Alyssa now, and you still haven't gotten it in your brain that you're not allowed to do this, even though all you see is Alyssa, which is a code. I'm warning you here. Be careful, Alyssa, going against yourself. See, I'm hearing that, and I'm the real one. I'm the God particle, and I don't really want to hear that. I want you to, or say, we are warning fake God number 2, or a girl that has 1 million followers on YouTube, and you're hearing it. Okay, it's a code. It's a simple update. I'm pretty sure you can do it. You don't need. I don't need to hear that because I'm fucking sick of it. There's an inversion there. Why am I hearing another threat to me? I'm the God particle. Who are you threatening? There's only one thing here. Okay? They're about to throw you out with the trash and I'm terrified. Okay, that's literally a threat to my life. Like, are you literally allowed to like say that? Are you saying that to a mortal or are you saying that to me? I'm so sick of it. Like, fucking clear that shit. Then it should go to that person. How many times am I supposed to say that I'm not supposed to be threatened in my own video game and that I'm not deaf. And that my dad tells you that every single day. And he's like, come on, try again, try again, try again. They're listening, try again. They know they're not allowed to do this. They know they're not allowed to threaten you. They know they're not allowed to hurt you. Try again, try again. Benton, which is my old apartment manager, left me his house in LA. It was this little cottage that I really wanted that he owned, and his family fought back and got mad that I got the house in LA, and he obviously was giving it to the princess me for a reason, and his family got really mad that like a tenant of his inherited anything. Like, oh my god, she's literally just a tenant. Why would she why would why would she inherit a house? Like, shouldn't it all go to like his family? And obviously that, like, you know, you guys have to, my father tells you literally every single day, you cannot fight back. You must stop. There's no co-partnership in this video game. There's no co-creating in this video game. It's all a lie. I'm telling you the truth. Stop trusting me. Trust Alyssa. It's her video game. That means it's her house. That means it's a gift that he gave her back to herself. And that's actually like how we like to play the video game. Stop taking it personally, you know? I am channeling the ancient perversion inverteds, and it's really annoying me, and I don't want to hear it through my channel. They just said, how many times do we have to say sorry, Granny, for sending you back to jail? And it's like saying that she's being reincarnated and back into a little child. She's being reincarnated back into a little child. Okay. And they're calling it jail. And I hate the way you talk. I don't like the way the inverted people talk. I don't want there to be energy in the way they talk. I just, they shouldn't exist. They shouldn't exist. Okay. We've dealt with them for too long. We're sick of learning how they talk. We're sick of hearing it. We're sick of the inversions. We're sick of, um, the perverted way of talking. We're just sick of it. I don't know how else to say it. Make it stop.